Hello, America. This is Johnni J. Cockstrong. And my buddy Dallas of DallasBanksHard.com came to me with this story. It kind of got Johnny a little bit riled up because Johnny is a real big supporter of America and American people. And when Dallas told me his story about this little business, Amazon.com, it really got my goat. And I'm going to tell you why. Because now Johnni J. Cockstrong is not against big business. I have an eBay account myself. And so I'm not against big business. What I am against is un-American and unethical business practices. Now, Dallas told me this horror story about the Amazon.com site and this CEO named Jeff Bezos, but I'll just call him Bozo. Because to me, in my eyes, that's what he is. He's just a big bozo the clown. And Dallas came to me with this story. He said, he had this Amazon account. It's his, Dallas Banks Hard line of spanking erotic videos. And it's not porn because it's not hardcore. There's a little sex in it. It's just a little spanking fun. I mean, come on, this is America. It's a little spanking between friends here. And after 2.5 years, and his lovely wife Sabrina setting up this account, and she was very, very bent on good customer service. 99%, favorable reviews, and always mailing out stuff exactly the next day, and just doing everything, dotting the T's, crossing the I's, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So when they wrote her the email saying, "You have been suspended because you're porn," but they also said, "Oh, by the way, why don't you just go ahead and mail out those last little orders? We want to make sure, it doesn't reflect badly on Amazon.com." Of course not. Why would they want that? And then, to add insult to injury, they said, even though after 2.5 years, they haven't had these things called chargebacks. I guess that's where people don't want something and they just say, "I don't want that. I didn't order it," and they charge it back to their credit card. Well, in 2.5 years, I guess Dallas Sabrina store never had one of those. But they magically said, "You know what? I think it's best that we hold on to your money for 90 days, just in case, and after 2.5 years, somebody decides to do this." Well, I guess what Amazon does when you sign up these little stores, they have you go through all these things called terms of service or term agreements, some kind of agreement you're making with them, where they hide all kinds of mumbo jumbo with their sea of attorneys that make up this mumbo jumbo just to cover Amazon.com's ass in their favor. When you go in and you make these stores, the cards are stacked against you from the start because you're just so eager. You're so eager to have your own store. You're like, I'm a businessman. And being a businessman and a small business is American. It is American. It was a foundation of what America was founded on, this great country. And, I'm giving this Jeff Bozo the clown chance to come on here to rebuttal. Maybe have a little sit-down chat with Johnni J. Of course, after he gets up and dusts off his key service, I'd probably just punch him right in the mouth if I saw him. Then I let him have his rebuttal. Because, if it's just an oversight and he was a CEO with lost touch of his company, well, maybe he should go on that little undercover boss show or something like that, because he did lose track. I believe that any CEO, like a captain of a ship, should be responsible for whatever goes on in that company. And if they're perpetrating any type of unethical behavior, he is responsible in my eyes. And if you're responsible in Johnni J. Cockstrong's eyes, you are responsible in America's eyes, Jeff Bozo. Got it? I dare you to come on here and rebuttal, because I would have some things to say to you, sir. Now, let's go back to the store. The store, like I said, all this files of 54 or plus people, maybe 60, sat down and wrote a favorable review of their store. Now, if somebody sits down and spends the time to do that, I mean, think about all the people that probably think it's great, but well, they're just too busy. So, the customer service was impeccable. The store was impeccable. The product was impeccable. But suddenly, after 2.5 years, we were scrutinized. They were scrutinized as impeccable due to the nature of the erotic sale. You are hypocrites out there, Amazon.com. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm going to tell you why you should be ashamed of yourself and why you are un-American. Now, this isn't just an isolated incident that happened to Dallas and Sabrina, my good friends. It is something that's been going rampantly on and on and on. The internet is virtually flooded with people that this happened to. It's not only people of a questionable, erotic nature of products. They did this to a woman that sells Christian books. Now, a woman in America trying to feed her family, selling Christian books, and they rip her store out from under her for no reason. That is un-American. Now, like I said, thousands of people don't know why. Don't know why this happened. But it happened. And they are left without an income to feed their families. Good job there, Mr. Bozo. Very good. Very good in these hard economic strifey times to pull people's only source of income right out from under them. And here's where it really takes a twist to the dark side. They say things like, we need to put your account under review, so why don't you send us a list, detailed list, mind you, of your vendors? And they do, because they're under review, and oh my God, they don't want to lose their store. Well, after sending off this detailed review of vendors that they're getting all these great prizes from, magically, their stores are suspended. But now Amazon has hold of all these vendors' names with all these great prizes. Imagine that. But is that as dark as it gets? Oh, contraire, mon frere. I always wanted to say that. I don't know why. Not only do these people, get wrapped up in sending their vendors, but a lot of these people, these Americans, you got that out there, bozo? These Americans take out second mortgages. They leverage themselves to the hilt. And they spend their life savings to buy products to bring to other people around the world. Good products, sound products at a fair price. And you leave these families with no income, a garage full of product they can't sell, and unable to feed their families. Bozo the clown out there, who's your hero? Like, is that Charles Keating or something? That your hero you emulated when you wanted to grow up? Because he passed around a lot of obscenity, problems with obscenity and stuff. And look what he did. And look at those 23,000 people he screwed. Is that who your hero is? Because us Americans, we have heroes like Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig. Bozo, have you ever gone to Dodger Stadium on a summer day after they cut that grass, smelling Dodger dogs, and seen a doubleheader with a hated team from across the state? Have you ever been there, bozo? Because that's what being American is. It's not sitting up in some fortress. It's not sitting around, rolling around, buck naked with all your money, saying, look at how many Americans I screwed today. No. That's no real way to live now, is it, Mr. Jeff Bozo? Is that a way to live? Because I know If J. Cockstrong feels this passionately about what he'd do to you if you were in front of him, imagine all those thousands of other people. I think you just better hang tight in your little fortress, rolling around in your money. You know what I mean? This is not about small business or big business. This is about ethical business. And when a company with as much power is unregulated and hold on to people's money in some type of unethical ideas that they're gonna might have chargebacks and collect all the interest. I mean, the amount of interest on these 90-day and possible 180-day accounts, because, oh, by the way, they also put in their little terms of agreement that they might hold your money up for 180 days if they like to, because, hey, they're Amazon.com. Well, that adds up to a lot of money. What? Maybe $40 million. $40 million every 90 days. Wow. That's big business all itself. And yet, magically, they get away with it. Why? Because they're unregulated. There's nobody stopping them. The feds, the federal government, not just stepping in and saying, Amazon.com, what the hell are you doing? You think you can just take these people's money, make interest on it? Interest free? We're not giving you a loan. You suspended their accounts. They're not giving you a loan to invest their money and make interest. Now are they? Well, just when you think it got the real dark side, the Darth Vader shit, guess what happens? Turns out that Amazon.com is being sued right now because they have installed some kind of mumbo jumbo software that goes in and defeats the security system on your Internet Explorer only with the sole reason of extracting your personal information to use it as a sales tool against you. And that is un-American. They have a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit going on in Florida right now. And just let you know, people are mad as hell and they're not going to take it anymore. Because, like I said, big business, small business, it doesn't matter. If you are smart enough to become a billionaire, all the power to you, man. But if you do it by breaking the law and you're unethical and you're un-American, somebody like Johnni J. Cockstrong is going to call you out. And that's what I'm doing today. Jeff Bozo the Clown and your Amazon.com. I'm calling you out. So, what you going to do? This is Johnni J. Cockstrong, an American standing up for other Americans being screwed by Amazon.com. But I'm not going to stop there. World, do you hear me out there? Don't take it anymore. Don't get involved class action wise and sue these motherfuckers.